right out of. We are not hearing from anybody directly with the exception of her attorney, Michael Avenatti, who provided Fox News with a statement saying, quote, "As I predicted last week, Mr. Cohen has been placed in the crosshairs by Mr. Trump. He has been set up to take the fall. An enormous amount of misplaced faith has been placed on his shoulders, and I do not believe he has the mettle to withstand it. If I am correct, this could end very, very badly for Mr. Trump and others." Michael Avenatti really has got a tiger by the tail here as he tries to wrestle with President Trump and with his attorney, Michael Cohen, to try to get Stormy Daniels out of this confidentiality agreement so that she can go out and more broadly talk about her side of the story regarding their 2006 engagement. But he's run up against a stone wall in the courts for the most part and trying to get her out of that agreement. So again, we understand, according to the New York Times reporting, that some of the records related to the payment of $130,000 to Stormy Daniels were among the materials that the FBI took. We don't know beyond that what they might have been looking for. Cohen was involved early on in the Trump campaign, ran into some difficulty with President Trump after he gave an interview that was seen to be quite controversial and then really didn't have that much to do with the actual campaign beyond that. So I don't know if he is caught up in this idea of investigating Russia collusion, Neil, or again, if this is something incidental that arose out of the documents that Special Prosecutor Mueller was looking at and then was referred to the prosecutor in New York. But we do know that Michael Cohen has turned over plenty of documents to the special counsel's office.
John, and you might have mentioned at the outset, I'm sorry, I had a couple of producers talking about here, so I apologize, but when the president was on the plane coming back from West Virginia last week, he was asked about these payments to his lawyer on behalf of Stormy Daniels and simply answered no, whether he knew anything about them or something like that. What is his official position on these payments, or what he knew? Did he know anything of that?
Yeah, that he was asked for the very first time, point blank in person, did you know about this $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels? He said no. He was then asked a follow-up question, why would Michael Cohen pay her $130,000? And the president's response to that was, you'll have to ask that question of Michael Cohen. I've talked to Cohen about this. He says that he paid her $130,000 to seal this confidentiality agreement, and that President Trump did not need to know what he was doing. You know, this is the point that Stormy Daniels' attorney, Michael Avenatti, has been making, that President Trump didn't know about the confidentiality agreement according to the way that the paper was signed. So therefore the whole thing is null and void. But it very specifically says at the top that this agreement is between this company that Michael Cohen set up and or David Dennison, which was the pseudonym that was being used for President Trump. So Cohen has told me that it is absolutely valid by force of law, because it's the either or the and or in that contract. It says she could have either made the deal directly with David Dennison, or she could have done it with this company that Michael Cohen put together to facilitate the payment.
All right, John Roberts, thank you very, very much. And all we know, again, following up on what John Roberts has been saying, is that there was enough interest in this payment and other related records around it that the FBI raided Michael Cohen's offices, seizing records related to this and other payments. We're told other payments, according to the New York Times. We're going to explore that with the judge, Andrew Napolitano.